Do you ever get that feeling, that little bit of dread when someone starts a conversation about the weather? Or asks you, how's your day going? And you just know they're not really looking for the real answer? If so, you might be one of the many people who just can't stand small talk. And guess what? There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. In fact, there is a whole world of psychology behind why some of us prefer to skip the pleasantries and dive straight into the deep end. Let's talk about it. First, let's get one thing straight. Not liking small talk doesn't make you antisocial, rude, or a hermit. Far from it. Many people who dislike superficial chats are actually craving deeper, more meaningful connections. Think about it. Small talk is often a script. We say the expected lines, ask the standard questions, and get the predictable answers. It's safe, it's easy, but for some, it feels incredibly empty, like a conversation on autopilot. It's like eating a rice cake when you're craving a rich, flavorful meal. It fills a space, but it doesn't satisfy. So what's going on in the brains of these small talk haters? One major factor is personality, specifically introversion and extroversion. Now, this isn't a hard and fast rule, but introverts often find small talk particularly draining. Introverts tend to have a more limited social battery. They gain energy from alone time and spend it in social situations. Small talk, with its surface-level nature, can feel like a huge waste of that precious energy. Why spend your limited social fuel on a conversation that goes nowhere, when you could save it for a discussion that truly lights you up? For many introverts, a deep conversation with one or two people is far more rewarding and less taxing than mingling with a large group making small talk. Another key psychological concept at play is what's known as the need for cognition. This is a term psychologists use to describe a person's tendency to enjoy and engage in effortful thinking. People high in need for cognition love to chew on complex ideas, solve puzzles, and understand how things work. For them, small talk is the opposite of stimulating. It's mentally lazy. They're itching to discuss theories, debate ideas, or analyze a complex film, and talking about the traffic just feels like a frustrating intellectual roadblock. It's not that they're trying to be snotty. Their brains are just wired to seek out more substantial mental stimulation. Then there's the authenticity angle. Many people who dislike small talk place a very high value on being genuine and authentic. They want to show up as their real selves and connect with the real you. Small talk can feel like wearing a mask. You're playing a role, the friendly acquaintance role, rather than being your true self. This can create a sense of internal conflict, a feeling of being fake. These individuals would rather be silent and be themselves than talk and feel like an imposter. They crave conversations where they can be vulnerable, share real opinions, and learn something true about the other person. It's also important to consider social anxiety. For someone with social anxiety, any social interaction can be stressful, but small talk can be a special kind of nightmare. It's unstructured and unpredictable. What are the rules? When is it my turn to talk? What if I say something stupid? The pressure to perform, to be witty and engaging with a stranger about nothing in particular, can be overwhelming. A deep, focused conversation can actually be easier because the topic is clear and the exchange is more structured. So what might look like a dislike for small talk could actually be a manifestation of anxiety. Interestingly, research supports the idea that deeper conversations are linked to greater happiness. One study found that happier people spent less time on small talk and more time engaged in substantive conversations. This suggests our intuition is right. Meaningful connection is a fundamental human need. When we bypass the fluff and get to the core of what people think and feel, we build stronger bonds and feel more fulfilled. It creates a sense of being truly seen and understood, which is a powerful contributor to well-being. So, if you're someone who hates small talk, how do you navigate a world that seems to run on it? First, embrace it. Recognize that your desire for depth is a strength, not a weakness. It means you're a curious, thoughtful, and authentic person. Second, you can learn to become a conversational architect. Instead of passively enduring small talk, you can actively steer the conversation toward more interesting territory. A great technique is to ask open-ended why or how questions. Instead of just asking, what do you do? Follow up with, what's the most interesting thing you've learned in your job recently? Or, what drew you to that field? Instead of, did you have a good weekend? Try, what was the highlight of your weekend? These questions invite a more personal, thoughtful response and can quickly elevate a conversation from small talk to real talk. Another strategy is to share a little bit of yourself. Sometimes we get stuck in small talk because both people are afraid to be the first to get personal. If you offer a small, genuine tidbit about yourself, a passion you have, a book you're reading, a challenge you're facing, it signals to the other person that it's safe to do the same. It's like opening a door to a more interesting room and inviting them in. It's also okay to have an exit strategy. You don't have to be trapped in a conversation that's draining you. You can politely excuse yourself to get a drink, use the restroom, or say hello to someone else. Knowing you have an out can make these situations feel less daunting. This could be a book club, a hiking group, a volunteer organization, or a class on a topic you love. When you're surrounded by people who share your interests and your conversational style, you won't have to work so hard to find that connection you're craving. Ultimately, the world needs both small talk and deep talk. Small talk serves as a social lubricant, a way to test the waters and establish a baseline of connection. It's a bridge. But for many of us, it is a bridge we're eager to cross to get to the more interesting landscape on the other side. So if you're a small talk hater, don't feel bad about it. See it as a sign that you're searching for something real. Keep asking the interesting questions, keep sharing your authentic self, and keep seeking out those beautifully deep conversations. They're out there, and they're worth the wait. Thanks so much for watching and diving into this with me. What are your thoughts on small talk? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to have a real conversation about it. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more explorations into psychology and life. See you next time.